Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Gabriel, coming at you straight from Queens, New York, and today we are going to be talking about Black Lives Matter. More specifically, the question of, is Black Lives Matter Incorporated, right? Black Lives Matter, the organization, is it helping the lives of black people in the United States? And before I even talk about my opinion on that, I want to ask you, if you're a black person or just a non-white person, what has Black Lives Matter done for you? Right? Because I need to know, and I am open to the idea that people have in fact benefited in some way, shape, or form from BLM. So I am asking the open question: what has Black Lives Matter done to help you out? Specifically to help you out as an individual. If you are a supporter of BLM, if you believe Black Lives Matter is a net positive for the United States of America, for black people in the United States of America, how has BLM helped your life? How has it improved your life? Right? Because the only thing that I won't accept as an answer are things like it's made me aware, right? AKA it's taught me to be angry at certain people for things that they are guilty by association of. Okay, that's not an answer. I'm not going to let you pretend that this knowledge that the messaging of BLM was just completely unknown to you, that you were somehow completely oblivious to any form of police brutality happening in the United States. No, you don't get to do that, right? I need you to think, how has BLM benefited your life specifically, right? Let's be specific about this, right? Let's be accurate about this. Let's be truthful about this, because other than teach you to hate white people, other than not mention the black men as a group, as a whole, right? Back when they had it, back when they had their about section, I think it was, what was it, like their goals or what we yes, it was the what we believe section, right? If you carefully read through the what we believe, which I did, I made a video about it doing just that, you will not find any mention of the what we believe section talking about how BLM will help the lives of black men. The only black men that BLM is interested in talking about are the ones that have already died at the hands of specifically white cops. If a black man gets killed by a black cop, or by a random white person, or by a random black person, that black life, that man's life, is completely ignored by BLM Incorporated, right? And you can go to the archives, right? You can go to archive.org and look up BLM's website before they deleted this section, and you can't tell me they didn't delete it for a reason. They deleted it because it was bad, right? It was really bad. Everything that they said there was super truthful, super raw, and it made them look really bad. Initially, they thought it made them look good. That's why they had it on there. But then people started to wake up and actually started to read through their about section and the what we believe section, and they ended up deleting that whole section, because once people started to actually dissect it word for word, line by line, they saw what absolute nonsense it was. So again, I ask you, what has BLM done for you other than make you angry by showing you these one in a million cases where things go wrong with the police, right? Other than showing you that, what has BLM done for you? How has BLM benefited your life, right? Maybe even let's broaden it a little bit, right? Let's ask the question, what has BLM done for your community? What has BLM done for your kids, for your schools, for your libraries, for your parks, for your streets? All right. Have there been food bank drives sponsored by BLM Incorporated? Has there been in your community? I'm specifically asking you. Has BLM Incorporated donated new books and or laptops or school supplies to your recent public school or high school? Has there been a street cleanup drive by BLM Incorporated, right? Because there are chapters of BLM that are not associated with the multinational company, right? Because it's a democratic operation, right? They get their money, they collect their money through the fundraising platform known as Act Blue, which is specifically made for leftists and Democrats. Okay, so we know that Black Lives Matter Incorporated is specifically a political movement, because of where that money goes. Act Blue is specifically for Democrats. It's not a political in general movement. It is specifically for Democrats and Democratic movements. So other than promote Democrats to you, and which, by the way, the worst cities where Black and brown people live have been ran by Democrats for the last couple generations. If you just go ahead and look at the worst cities in the United States and what their leadership has been for the last couple generations, you will see that it has been nearly 100% Democratic leadership in places, like Chicago, New York City, etc. So yeah, I mean, because the reason I asked this is because I don't believe Black Lives Matter is beneficial to Black people in the United States. Black Lives Matter has made things worse than they've ever been in this country. They are teaching hate, and they are doing, and their goals are anti-prosperity for Black people. I mean, if you go back to the archive and just look at the What We Believe section, you will see that they are trying to disrupt the nuclear family in favor of raising kids in villages and community groups like that, right? They don't understand that the nuclear family, it was a product of evolution, right? Because if you go back far enough, people lived in villages and things of that nature, right? And if you go back that far, people were killing each other left, right, and center. Okay, it was not a peaceful time. War was the status quo, right? But after centuries of evolution and societal progress, people kind of fell into this family structure known as the nuclear family. The nuclear family being 2 parents and 2 kids, right? At least 2 kids, 2 parents and 2 or more kids. That's the nuclear structure. That's what BLM wants to disrupt. All right. I mean, we know that it's really just a code word for just abolish, right? These are the things that they want to get rid of. So yeah, and you don't have to be a rocket scientist to know that if you disrupt the nuclear family, you will cheapen the ability, you will lessen the ability of that community to produce children that are successful, right, in every metric that you can measure success in, right? Disrupting the nuclear family does not help promote stability. It does not help promote success or any type of social fluidity. What it does is that it increases, right? When you disrupt the nuclear family, when you take dad out the picture, when you take mom out, when you don't have both parents in the household, what happens is that the children that are raised in those environments are far more likely. It's not a hard set rule, right? It's a correlation. It's not a cause and effect, but it's a correlation. The thing is that it's a very strong correlation. I think it's something along the lines like a 0.75 or a 0.8 correlation. It's a very strong correlation that if a child is raised in a household with with just one parent, the chances that that child will struggle in school skyrocket. The chances that that child will commit crimes skyrocket. The chances that that child will abuse drugs skyrocket. The chances that that child will abuse alcohol skyrocket. There is no benefit to disrupting the nuclear family because history, right, recorded human history shows us that having a two-parent home is so far the best way that we can kind of push our children towards living a more successful life. This has been tried and proved simply by the number of people that have lived on the planet. This is a human experience, right? The nuclear family has come, like I said, from evolution. It has fallen onto us as a result of trial and error, right? We've tried the village stuff. It didn't work. We tried this whole community thing. That's how we were way back when. It did not work as well as the nuclear family is working and has proven to work. So you see, when you have a movement like BLM, who is an openly Marxist movement, that was in their mission statement saying that they want to disrupt the best thing to happen to humanity, which is the reinforcement of the nuclear family, you have to take that into consideration. You can't just ignore it, right? You have a movement that has given very little back compared to how much it's gotten, compared to how many donations it's gotten. It has given very little back. I mean, the families of some of the people that have died at the hands of police, that Black Lives Matter has posted their faces and used their names to grant to get donations and raise money. The families are suing BLM Incorporated because the families of these victims that BLM is claiming were unjustly killed, they don't receive any support from BLM Incorporated. They haven't received a damn dime, not a single cent. So again, I ask you, what has BLM done for you other than make you angry at cops, other than make you angry at white people, other than make you angry at the United States? What has it done for you? Or what has it done for your community, for your schools, for your hospitals, all right, for your homeless population? How has BLM addressed the issues that plague the black community, like gang activity? You know, what has it done? Where are all of these drives? Because damn, if they're so good for the black communities, I haven't heard of a single anti-crime drive by BLM. Not a single one. I haven't heard of a food drive. I haven't heard of a clothes drive, a school supply drive, any type of support, actual physical support, something that the community could actually get their hands up, giving food to people that are struggling, or clothes, or school supplies to the kids. I haven't seen it. I haven't, and maybe I just haven't looked hard enough. But if you know, then share it. And yeah, I'm talking, and remember, I am talking about Black Lives Matter Incorporated. I'm talking about the multinational organization that has headquarters in the United States, in Canada, and in Europe. What have they done for you? That's all, guys. Thanks for listening.